everybody! Welcome back to another Story Circle session. I am so glad you could join me for another adventure. As you know, for the month of December, we're talking about all things snow for our Snow Much Fun theme. Today's story is a classic. It's a story of bravery, strength, and wonderful dances. We're going to read a story called
My book's backwards.
Brave Irene by William Steig. It's a story about a child who braves the winter elements to deliver a special package. I can't wait to share it with you. But before we open up our book, we've got to do our check-in question. What does it mean to be brave? What does it mean to be brave? As always, I want you to pause this video and go through the winter storms to find someone at home who's available that you can share your thoughts with. If no one's available, that's okay. Just grab a special stuffed animal friend that you can talk to. Once you found someone, tell them, what does it mean to be brave? See you soon. Welcome back, my friends. I hope you were able to share your thoughts with someone. I've been looking this whole time for my friend Ollie, my special stuffed animal friend, but I can't find them anywhere. Normally, when I can't find them at the start of our sessions, that means they're trying to scare me. When they pop out, I'm not gonna get scared. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to be brave. If Ollie pops out over here, I'm not gonna jump. If Ollie pops out over here, I'm not gonna jump. If Ollie, you still scared me. I was trying to show my friends what it looks like to be brave, but I still got scared when you jumped out. My friends, being brave means trying something new that might scare you. It is hard to be brave, but with the support of your friends and the people around you, being brave can feel so good. I think it's time for us to open up our story and see why the child in our story is called Brave Irene. What do they do to show bravery? Let's open up the book to find out. Come on. As we read, my friends, be sure to keep your eyes open for any activity stars that are hiding in the pages of our book. Activity stars look a lot like this. So, if you see a star that looks like this, sitting in one of our pictures, point to it and say, ooh, an activity star. That way, I know that you're ready to stop reading and join me in an activity. Brave Irene, Words and Pictures by William Steig. Mrs. Bobbin, the dressmaker, was tired and had a bad headache, but she still managed to sew the last stitches in the gown she was making. It's the most beautiful dress in the world, said her daughter, Irene. The Duchess will love it. It is nice, her mother admitted, but Dumpling, it's for tonight's ball, and I don't have the strength to bring it. Oof, I feel sick. Wow. I'm so proud of Mrs. Bobbin for listening to her body and slowing down when it doesn't feel good. Poor Mama, said Irene. I can get it there. No, Cupcake, I can't let you, said Mrs. Bobbin. Such a huge package, and it's such a long way to the palace. Besides, it's starting to snow. But I love snow, Irene insisted. She coaxed her mother into bed. covered her with 2 quilts, and added a blanket for her feet. Then she fixed her some tea with lemon and honey and put more wood in the stove. With great care, Irene took the splendid gown down from the dummy and packed it in a big box with plenty of tissue paper. "Dress warmly, Pudding," her mother called in a weak voice, "and don't forget to button up. It's cold out there and windy." Irene put on her fleece-lined boots, her red hat and muffler, her heavy coat and mittens. She kissed her mother's hot forehead 6 times, then once again, made sure she was tucked in snugly, and slipped out with the big box, shutting the door firmly behind her. Wow! Already I can see that Irene has lots of bravery. Taking care of your family when they're not feeling well is a very brave and kind thing to do. I'm seeing that her mother is tucked in bed carefully. There's the box with the dress. There's an activity star and the delicious tea. Oh, my friends, it's our first activity star. My friends, at Story Circle, we always join the characters in our stories on their adventures. Since Irene is about to step out into the cold winter snow to deliver the Duchess's dress, I think it's important that we bundle up as well, just in case Irene needs any help on this journey. I want you to pause this video and go find something warm and toasty that you can wear for our journey today. See you soon. That's why I put a scarf on. Ollie, you've got a lot on here. I'm seeing you have this blue crown, a yellow crown, this other hat. Oh, my friends, welcome back. Ollie, can you show them what you chose? So, my friends, I found a toasty scarf to wear on our journey today, but Ollie's found quite a bit of stuff, and I think we might need your help to figure out which item Ollie should wear. There's this big blue crown, there's a yellow crown, and then there's a warm, snuggly hat. Can you point to the item that will keep Ollie warm? I agree. I think it's this hat, too. Give us just 1 sec. Oh, Ollie looks so snuggly and warm and ready for our adventure. Now that we've got the proper gear to deliver this dress, let's see if Irene can get the dress to the Duchess safely. Come on. It was really cold outside. Very cold. The wind whirled the falling snowflakes about this way, that way, and into Irene's squinting face. She set out on the uphill path to Farmer Bennett's sheep pasture. By the time she got there, the snow was up to her ankles and the wind was worse. It hurried her along and made her stumble. Irene resented this. The box was problem enough. "Easy does it," she cautioned the wind, leaning back hard against it. Wow, what a tough storm. By the middle of the pasture, the flakes were falling thicker. Now the wind drove Irene along so rudely she had to hop, skip, and go helter-skeltering over the knobby ground. Cold snow sifted into her boots and chilled her feet. She pushed out her lip and hurried on. This was an important errand. When she reached Apple Road, the wind decided to put on a show. It ripped branches from trees and flung them about, swept up and scattered the fallen snow, got in front of Irene to keep her from moving forward. Irene turned around and pressed on backwards. Wow, I can see why they call her Brave Irene now. My friends, this is a tricky, tricky storm, but Irene is not stopping. They are determined to deliver this dress. Good for them. Go home, the wind squalled. Irene, go home. I will do no such thing, she snapped. No such thing, you wicked wind. Go home, the wind yodeled. Go home, it shrieked, or else. For a short second, Irene wondered if she shouldn't heed the wind's warning. But no, the gown had to get to the Duchess. The wind wrestled for the package, walloped it, twisted it, shook it, snatched it. But Irene wouldn't yield. It's my mother's work, she screamed. Then, oh, whoa, the box was wrenched from her mittened grasp and sent bumbling along in the snow. Irene went after it. She pounced and took hold, but the ill-tempered wind ripped the box open. The ball gown flounced out and went waltzing through the powdered air with tissue paper attendants. Irene clung to the empty box and watched the beautiful gown disappear. How could anything so terribly wrong be allowed to happen? Tears froze her lashes. Her dear mother's hard work, all those days of measuring, cutting, pinning, stitching, for this? And the poor Duchess. Irene decided she would have to trudge on with just the box and explain everything in person. Poor Irene. That is not easy at all. She went shuffling through the snow. Would her mother understand? She wondered that it was the wind's fault and not hers. Would the Duchess be angry? The wind was howling like a wild animal. Suddenly, Irene stepped in a hole and fell over with a twisted ankle. She blamed it on the wind. Keep quiet, she scolded. You've done enough damage already. You've spoiled everything, everything. The wind swallowed up her words. She sat in the snow in great pain, afraid she wouldn't be able to go on. But she managed to get to her feet and stopped moving. Oof, it hurt. Home, where she longed to be, where she and her mother could be warm together, was far behind. It's got to be closer to the palace, she thought, but where any place was in all this snow, she couldn't be sure. Things keep getting harder and harder for this child. Oh. She plowed on, dragging furrows with her sore foot. The short winter day was almost done. Am I still going the right way? She wondered. There was no one around to advise her. Whoever else there was in the snow-covered world was far, far away and safe indoors. Even the animals in their burrows. She went plodding on. Soon night took over. She knew in the dark that the muffled snow was still falling. She could feel it. She was cold and alone in the middle of nowhere. Irene was lost. She had to keep moving. She was hoping she'd come to a house, any house at all, and be taken in. She badly needed to be in someone's arms. The snow was above her knees now. She shoved her way through it, clutching the empty box. She was asking how long a small person could keep this struggle up when she realized it was getting lighter. There was a soft glow coming from somewhere below her. She waded toward this glow and soon was gazing down a long slope at a brightly lit mansion. It had to be the palace. Irene pushed forward with all her strength and swoosh, thump, she plunged downward and was buried. She had fallen off a little cliff. Only her hat and the box in her hands stuck out above the snow. Even if she could call for help, no one would hear her. Her body shook, her teeth chattered. Why not freeze to death, she thought, and let all these troubles end? Why not? She was already buried. Oh, dear, there's the palace just on the edge of this cliff. And here's Irene sitting at the bottom of the snow, box held high with strength, and nothing else but their little hat. There's an activity star. It's very dark outside. I don't think anyone would be able to see. Oh my gosh. My friends, this is such a dark and heavy storm, I almost missed this activity star. My friends, for this activity star, let's check in. Irene has been so brave this entire journey. They've braved all of the different elements of the wind and snow. They've twisted their ankle. They've gone on a very, very far journey all on their own. And now they're finally close to the palace, but they've fallen deep in some snow. Do you think it's a good idea for Irene to stay put? What should Irene do? I want you to pause this video and share your thoughts with the person you're with or your special stuffed animal friend. See you soon. Oh, welcome back, my friends. I was just about to share my thoughts with Ollie. Ollie, I think Irene should keep going. While it's okay for Irene to take a rest, they've certainly earned it. I think Irene has worked so hard, and she should be celebrated for all of her bravery and hard work by going to the Duchess's house. What do you think? I love that idea. Ollie, can I share your thoughts with our friends? Okay, fantastic. Ollie thinks that Irene should keep going too, but once they get to the Duchess's house, they should ask to see if they have any pickles. A really great way to celebrate a hard day's work, Ollie. Let's see if that's what Irene does. Come on. And never see her mother's face again? Her good mother who smelled like fresh baked bread? In an explosion of fury, she flung her body about to free herself and was finally able to climb up on her knees and look around. How to get down to that glittering palace? As soon as she raised the question, she had the answer. She laid the box down and climbed aboard, but it pressed into the snow and stuck. She tried again, and this time, instead of climbing on, she leapt. The box shot forward like a sled. The wind raced after Irene, but couldn't keep up. In a moment, she would be with the people again, inside where it was warm. The sled slowed down and jerked to a stop on paving stones. The time had come to break the bad news to the Duchess. With the empty box clasped to her chest, Irene strode nervously toward the palace. But then her feet stopped moving, and her mouth fell open. She stared. Maybe this was impossible, yet there it was, a little way off and over to the right, hugging the trunk of a tree. The beautiful ball gown. The wind was holding it there. "Mama!" Irene shouted. "Mama, I found it!" She managed somehow, despite the wind's meddling, to get the gown off the tree and back in the box, and in another moment she was at the door of the palace. She knocked twice with the big brass knocker. The door opened and she burst in. She was welcomed by cheering servants and a delirious duchess. They couldn't believe she'd come over the mountain in such a storm, all by herself. She had to tell the whole story, every detail, and she did. Then she asked to be taken right back to her sick mother, but it was out of the question, they said. The road that ran around the mountain wouldn't be cleared till morning. Don't fret, child, said the Duchess. Your mother is surely sleeping now. We'll get you there first thing tomorrow. Irene was given a good dinner as she sat by the fire, the moisture steaming off her clothes. The Duchess, meanwhile, got into her freshly ironed gown before the guests began arriving in their sleighs. What a delicious meal and a very cozy fire. Ooh, wiggle your fingers if you'd like to join Irene for dinner. What a wonderful ball it was. The Duchess in her new gown was like a bright star in the sky. Irene in her ordinary dress was radiant. She was swept up into dances by handsome aristocrats who kept her feet off the floor to spare her ankle. Her mother would enjoy hearing all about it. Early the next morning, when the snow had long since ceased falling, Mrs. Bobbin woke from a good night's sleep feeling much improved. She hurried about and got a fire going in the cold stove. Then she went to look in on Irene. But Irene's bed was empty. She ran to the window and gazed at the white landscape. No one out there. Snow powder fell from the branch of a tree. "Where's my child?" Mrs. Bobbin cried. She whipped on her coat to go out and find her. When she pulled the door open, a wall of drift faced her. But peering over it, she could see a horse-drawn sleigh hastening up the path, and seated on the sleigh between two large footmen was Irene herself, asleep but smiling. Would you like to hear the rest? Well, there was a bearded doctor in the back of the sleigh, and the Duchess had sent Irene's mother a ginger cake with white icing, some oranges and a pineapple, and spice candy of many flavors, along with a note saying how much she cherished her gown and what a brave and loving person Irene was, which, of course, Mrs. Bobbin knew better than the Duchess. Wow, I'm so glad that Irene is home safe and that Mrs. Bobbin is feeling better. Look at all of the delicious gifts that the Duchess sent to thank Irene for her bravery. There's an activity star. There's a doctor saying she'll be good in no time. And oh, my friends, it's our final activity star. My friends, before we get to our final activity star, I want to talk about how wonderful Irene's bravery truly is. We saw that it can be very, very challenging to be brave, so it's important to remember we don't have to be brave all the time. Sometimes being brave can look like telling someone that you're actually feeling a little scared. That's really brave too. Sharing how you feel is such a wonderful sign of bravery. Just as brave as climbing through the snow to help someone that you love. My friends, for our final activity star today, I thought it would be fun to make snowflakes of our very own. And then we can pretend to be Irene braving through wintry storms with all the snowflakes that we make. If you'd like to follow along with my snowflake activity, you can have an adult help you click the link in the description below to get some snowflake templates. See you soon. Welcome back, my friends. I've got 1 page of my snowflake template printed out and some scissors. If you didn't print out a picture, that's okay. You can get a white piece of paper and follow along. It's super easy. If you do have a piece of paper with you and you'd like to follow along, just follow these steps. I'm going to start by taking my piece of white paper and folding it in half by taking the top and bending it down to the bottom, just like that. Once my paper is folded nicely, I'm going to take my fingers and pinch, 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 pinch all along the top, just like this. Perfect. So now, if you printed out the template, we should have the design on one side and an empty side on the other. Then, I'm going to take my paper and fold it one more time. I'm going to take the side of my paper and bend it over to the other side, just like this. And then I'm going to take my fingers and pinch, 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 pinch all along the sides. So now, I have my design on the front of my folded paper. Next, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along the dark lines of my snowflake template. It's important to remember while we're using scissors to make art that you have an adult close by. Scissors can be tricky to use, so we should be safe while we use these and create something special. I'll see you after I'm done cutting. Welcome back, my friends. I'm just about done. I'm just gonna cut this one piece right here. I'm gonna cut along the black line. Finished. Now, I'm gonna unfold my paper to see the beautiful snowflake design I've created. Oh my gosh, my friends. Look at how cool that is. I'm gonna make a bunch more, hang these around my house, and pretend to be brave, just like Irene delivering a special gown to the Duchess. My friends, thank you again for sharing this wonderful story about bravery with me. I hope you enjoyed my snowflake craft, and I hope you take the rest of the day to create lots and lots of different wonderful snowflakes to fill your house with beautiful snowflake art. If you do join me in art, be sure to help clean up afterwards. My friends, I like you all just the way you are. Have a great rest of your day, and I can't wait to share another story with you again soon. Ollie, did you want to say goodbye? Bye. Take care. Bye-bye.